Alright guys, so I just reacted to this video by Anabolic Stick, which is basically Husan Fair and Greg Doucette need to be stopped. And now he posted a video 3 days ago saying Greg Doucette is threatening to sue me. So I'm interested to see how this goes because if you know one thing about Greg Doucette is he says some crazy things. So we're gonna watch this video, and also Greg Doucette has been threatened to be sued before multiple times. So let's see.
So Greg Doucette is threatening to sue me. No, that isn't clickbait. Let me explain. One day ago, I posted a video criticizing Greg Doucette and Hussein Farhat for allegedly lying about Hussein's natty status. You'll soon find out why I have to emphasize the word allegedly. To my surprise, when the video only had 150 views, Greg Doucette somehow found it and had already commented on my video. At this
So yeah, I do want to say, like, you have to say, if you're ever making a controversial video, you always have to say my opinion or allegedly. So here we go. Now he's picked up on that, even though he's just starting out. Respect.
point, I'm starting to think Greg genuinely has a factory somewhere in Myanmar or China full of little child laborers scouring the internet for any video that mentions him. If you haven't seen the video I made about Greg and Hussein, you should probably watch it and then come back to this video. But to summarize very briefly, I basically explained how Greg Doucette is allegedly helping Hussein lie about allegedly being a fake natty. Then I also said how, allegedly, Greg Doucette is a retroactive fake natty who lies about when he started using steroids. I provided pretty good arguments to back up this claim in my video. Now, when the video only had 200 views, Greg commented this on my video. Alright, who wants to have the privilege of paying for Hussein's drug tests for the chance of winning $50,000? Considering you're all sure there's a 0% chance he's natural, this is easy money. Who wants to make a quick $50,000? To this comment, I replied, I'm a broke college student with literally $17 in his bank account, coach. How about you pay for the drug test, and if Hussein is natural, I'll fly to Uzbekistan and become an indentured servant farming Ajuga Turkestanica for free for you for the rest of my life. All that cookbook money, and you don't want to exonerate your golden boy himself when the entire internet doesn't believe his outlandish claims. If Hussein was signed to Gorilla Mind, you'd be screaming at the top of your lungs to get Hussein the quote-unquote Matt Does Fitness treatment as soon as possible. How about you challenge someone with the actual resources necessary for it, like more plates, more dates, instead of putting out a bogus quote-unquote challenge in the comment section of a small YouTuber. As someone that's personally learned a lot from your videos over the past 3 years, it's disappointing to see you throw your integrity out the window over this. Now, based on the fact that I ratioed him, you can pretty much infer the overall sentiment of this video. People came out in droves to call Greg and Hussein liars in my comments, and the vast majority of people agreed with me. After trying to argue back and forth with people in my comments, Greg saw that he was being made a fool of, and as soon as he saw that my video started gaining traction and went from 200 views, which is when he wrote the original comment, to 5,000 views in one day, Greg decided to go ahead and to threaten to sue a YouTuber with 900 subscribers for libel. He commented, some advice for future videos is to be careful on how you word things deliberately. On purpose lying is actually called libel. Greg is basically insinuating here that he could sue me for libel, which is a legal term that means a public false statement that is damaging to a person's reputation. Now, before we get into all of this, I just want to say, since you'll more than likely see this video, your shitty attempt at intimidation won't work on me, Greg. Sure, you may be a multi-millionaire.
I do need to say, when Greg made the video on me, literally the first thing he pressed on it is he goes, "There is no way this guy is natty." And then he like goes on to talk. He does say in the video, he's like, in my opinion, but at the start of the video, he said there's no way. That was libel, I will say. I think that was libel, but that's why Greg came back and made the next video that I was natty, because everybody was pissed. Everybody in the powerlifting world was very annoyed.
And I may be a broke college student with $17 in his bank account, but threatening to sue me will not make me be any less vocal about how you lie to your audience. You've made countless of natty or not videos on other influencers, but as soon as someone makes one about you and your business partner Hussein Farhat, you resort to trying to intimidate a significantly smaller YouTuber by insinuating that you could sue him. You, Greg Doucette, are a hypocrite. You see, if you were to sue me for libel, the burden of proof is on you to prove that anything I said was false. Good luck doing that. Now, these commenters went ahead and summed it all up perfectly. One commenter said, so Greg is now bullying people when it comes to using words without any proof to call other bodybuilders not natty just on his speculation. This seems to be fine when Greg does it, but when someone else does it to Greg, then he starts to threaten people. What a hypocrite. Another commenter stated, threatening to sue and bankrupt people far less wealthy than you. So classy, Greg. The same commenter also said, you know who else threatened to sue people for saying he wasn't natty? Lance Armstrong. This commenter pretty much summed it all up perfectly when he commented, this is the 8th comment you've made on this video, Greg. This is extremely immature behavior for someone your age and with your status. The fact you're getting so worked up over criticisms in a video from a channel with less than 1,000 subscribers only proves that they're right and you're panicking because your golden goose Hussein is coming under fire. Then someone else said, wow Greg, I'm a fan, but your response here is very telling. Innocent people don't threaten legal proceedings to silence their critics. Greg, it is ironic that you are claiming that my statements are damaging your reputation when you are the only one that is damaging your reputation with your hypocrisy and pathetic behavior. You see, Gregory over here can call countless of influencers out for their lies and for being fake natties, but when it happens to him, he gets upset and threatens to sue. Greg, how about you make a video on my video and refute all the claims I made instead of being a pathetic hypocrite and threatening to sue me? The fact you're panicking so much over a video from a channel with 900 subscribers leads me to think that everything I said in my video is most likely true. Now, Greg Doucette even got his golden boy and main subject of the video, Hussein Farhat, to comment on my video when it only had a couple hundred views. Hussein commented, love it laughing emoji, to which I replied, you love lying to millions of young impressionable followers? He replies, never lied brother, I already went out of my way to get tested and I'm more than willing to do it again anytime, anywhere. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. If someone's so sure I'm not natty, all they gotta do is cover the cost of the blood test for 6 months or even a full year if they want to, and I'll do every single one. If I fail even one, I'll refund every test paid for and throw in an extra $100,000 for lying. But as always, no one wants to take me up on that offer, so yeah, I love it. To which I replied, it's not about failing, brother. You very well might pass the drug test because you'll have had time to cycle off, but that would also 100% be accompanied with a loss of muscle size and strength because you are undoubtedly on PEDs. I wish I could take you up on that offer, but as a broke college student, I simply don't have the money for it. How about you put your money where your mouth is, like Matt Does Fitness, and contact More Plates More Dates and have him arrange the drug testing. You're the most accused influencer on the internet. You have every incentive to go out of your way and clear your own name like Matt did, but instead keep challenging other people to cover the cost because you know that most people simply cannot. Greg and Hussein's main defense in my comments was that they would give $50,000 and $100,000 respectively for any person that would pay upwards of $50,000 on multiple drug tests for Hussein Farhat. There's a reason why they are posing this bogus challenge in the comment section of a small YouTuber. They know I simply don't have enough money. Greg and Hussein, how about you pose this challenge to someone like Derek from More Plates More Dates, who actually has the resources for this. After Hussein gets scrupulously blood tested over the course of more than half a year and his lifts get analyzed, will you then follow through and pay Derek $150,000 plus the money he spent on drug tests? Something tells me you wouldn't offer this to someone like Derek because you know he has the capacity to take you up on the offer. Anywho, if you still haven't seen the original video, you should head there now. And as for Greg, I'll be patiently awaiting your response video on my original video. Retain the little dignity you have left and refute my claims in a video instead of threatening to sue a broke college student that has 900 subscribers on YouTube.
Alright, so I will say, I mean, the thing with, the thing with the drug test is they do have a point. I mean, the drug tests do cost money, and he did do one, you know what I'm saying? So if you pay for it, he'll do it. I mean, that's understandable. The drug test, depending on the type of blood panel that you get and like the way you aren't looked over and stuff, you want to make sure nobody tampers with it. I mean, that is thousands of dollars because you have to pay somebody to go to his house, do all that. So, I mean, I don't know, they have a point, but yeah, man, I mean, this is very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes since this is just coming out. So go ahead, like and subscribe. I'll be doing much more of these, and until next time, Blake Wentz signing out. Peace.